Jim Holley, Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com, here with Big James Stewart. Last weekend for the Stewart family, 4-4. Malcolm got fourth in that main event, and James got fourth.
Yeah, that's the best we could do last weekend. We had two Stewarts with fourth, so we're going to try to make it better this weekend.
You know, something I've watched Malcolm develop, you know, and he didn't have the stellar amateur career or, you know, when he turned professional, but, I mean, he seems to be blossoming fine.
You know, I think the biggest deal with Malcolm, he finally got serious, and I told a lot of people once he gets serious in racing, you know, he can go as far as his brother went. I mean, this year proved a factor that he really got serious about racing.
Let me ask you this, from me looking at him, Malcolm's a big kid. I mean, he's a lot taller and a lot heavier than James. I mean, you think after this year maybe we might see him on a 450, or would you say, you know, why don't you do one more year in the lights?
You know, I think, you know, with his training program, he actually losing weight as we go. So, I mean, unless he get a decent 450 ride, and, you know, we just hope for the best for, you know, a light class, you know, a better ride. I mean, we got a great ride now, but I think it can be better out there, and our whole program can be better overall.
Is there any way that maybe we'd see next year maybe Malcolm and James on the same team?
You know, that's a possibility. You know, that's if I can get Big Brother to get off that wallet a little bit and then look into it, you know. But right now, he just wanted Malcolm to prove on his own that he can do it, so people wouldn't say that, you know, James is carrying him along all the way. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't even try to put a light spike up underneath there.
All right, let me ask you this with James. You know, he's still in that championship hunt, but he's down a little bit. He hasn't won since Anaheim, February 4th. Does he ever come to you as a father and go, man, Dad, I'm having problems, I haven't won, you know, because this is something unusual for James?
Yeah, I kind of joke around with him and try to motivate him. I told him he actually have forgot how to win, you know. I know he can win races, but I think sometimes he kind of get caught up with all the things that's going around him, and, you know, sometimes he lose focus on what's the big picture is. And I think now he's back on track, and, you know, just we're going to plug away at it.
Something else I noticed, you know, in years past, James always seems to lose that front end. You know, I mean, when some of the crashes I've looked back at him going into the corners, he loses that front end.
Yeah, you know, we went soft, we went stiff, we've been in the middle. It's just the way, it's not so much as the bike setup, it's the way James attacked the track. And sometimes he attack it and not think about, okay, I'm soft this weekend, I'm stiff this weekend. And then sometimes he override the bike, you know, in the first turns and stuff like that, and just kind of, you know, refreshing them. It's tough now. I mean, you know, right now we got 6 guys that's been there, you know, the whole time. But before, you had 1 or 2 guys that you had to really deal with. Now you got 5 guys that can win a championship. So it's pretty tough out there. So you can't just relax and go. So you really got to push it.